Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina and I'm the person behind by Katarina Design. And in today's video I have a tutorial, a short tutorial. A few days ago, I think last week, but it took me a while to prepare this video, Tammy Chami asked me comment on the wavy skirt tutorial. She said that the design is perfect, but she doesn't know how to increase in this pattern, and that is why I was thinking at first to look for a video tutorial for her, thinking that it will be something similar out there, how to increase in a chevron stitch pattern or ripple stitch pattern, but I couldn't find any. So most of them are patterns for chevron stitch blankets, or how to crochet the chevron stitch, different types of chevron stitch, but not how to increase in this pattern. So in today's video I have the sample here. In today's video I'm planning to explain the anatomy of the ripple stitch pattern. I will do it exactly on the stitch pattern that I use for the wavy skirt, but it applies, the rules applies for any other ripple stitch pattern. So I hope that this video tutorial will help you also to keep the straight edges, because this was a question that I had as well when I first published about the wavy skirt, that with the ripple stitch pattern some people find it difficult to keep the edges straight. So I think that if you understand the anatomy, what it's all about, how the stitches are working, how the this zigzag pattern is created, then I think you will be it will be easier for you to understand this the stitch pattern, which is so beautiful, and there are so many of it, and basically you can create these ripples with any stitch that you want. So if you're interested in this video, then please keep watching. Okay, so first it's better to understand what are the elements of the ripple stitch pattern and how they are created. We see these corners over here that are known as peak of the ripple stitch or the valley of the ripple stitch, and we have these stitches in between. So all those segments that are in between the peak and valley, and in between the valley and peak, and so on. So this is the number of stitches that we need to keep the same, with the increases in the peak and with the decreases in the peak. To keep the straight edges, we need to keep that number of stitches in between the peak and the valley always to be the same. In this specific pattern, the decrease is made by skipping the stitches, a few stitches along that segment, but most of the ripple stitch pattern, you will see that they are basically, the decrease is made by working 3 stitches together, or depending on the pattern. So for this particular pattern, on this segment of the ripple stitch, of the chevron stitch, we are skipping stitches in between the stitches just to keep the same number of stitches. For this particular design, we have 7 stitches in between the peak and the valley, and this is the idea to keep the straight edges, is to keep the same number of stitches. So what I added into the peak with the increase, I need to decrease into the valley, and you need to see the stitch pattern as a segment, because it will be easier for you to understand. So in this particular pattern, the peak is with 6 stitches, so I will see it as added 3 stitches per segment because I'm looking on only one side. So those 3 stitches I will need to skip on the segment of the stitches. But what if I want to increase the stitch pattern? Then it is really easy. I need to increase the number of stitches per each segment, and to make sure that I will keep that number of stitches. So here I am, I marked the valley and the peaks. The first 2 stitches, the first and the last stitch is a valley, but I'm not marking them because it's the first and the last stitch. And now I know where the valley is, I know where my peak is, and I counted the number of stitches to have the same number of stitches in between this point, so in between the peak and the valley. So now this pattern that I have, this specific pattern, requires for a row of half double crochet stitches, but the half double crochet stitches are without increasing or decreasing. And what I am doing now is to increase, because this is all about with this pattern. So I will make sure that I will keep the same uneven number of stitches. So I have 7 per segment. So now I need to make sure that I will have 9. So I will add 2 stitches per segment, and I did that into the second stitch. And I will do another increase right into the stitch before the peak. So I will work 2 more stitches over here. And it's easier to keep it like this with the same structure. So if I have an uneven number of stitches, I will keep an uneven number of stitches further when I do want to increase. Now I will work the peak. And I'm not increasing right now because on this specific pattern, on this row, I don't need to increase or decrease. Now after the peak, I'm seeing the next segment. So the next 7 stitches where I need to increase with 2 stitches. So into the stitch after the peak, I will work 2 half double crochet. Then I will work 1 half double crochet into each stitch, and into the stitch before the valley, I will work 2 half double crochet. So this is the idea, to increase only on the segment that is in between the valley and the peak. So now I work the valley, I'm putting the stitch marker back, and now I'm seeing the next segment as an individual one, and I will need to increase. So 1 increase after the valley, 1 increase before the peak. Okay, so now I will do the increase. Then I will work the peak stitch. And then my last segment, it will start with 1 increase after the peak stitch. And I will have another increase before the last stitch. The last stitch counts as a valley, and I will work 1 increase before the last stitch. Okay, so this was my increase row. I increase with 2 stitches on each segment. I have 4 segments. This means that I added 8 stitches. I do suggest after one increase row to work many rows without increasing, so not to make the increase at every stitch. So now I have 9 stitches. I will start with my first valley, chain 4, because it's in triple crochet. And now I will skip 1 stitch following the same structure of this specific pattern. Then I will skip another stitch. And a third one. And I will have 1 more to skip. So when I had only 7 stitches, I only needed to skip 3 stitches to get to the peak. But because we increase, I need to skip 4 stitches this time. And because I skipped 4 stitches, so I decrease with 4 stitches, now into the peak, I will need to add those 4 stitches to keep the same number of stitches. So I will work 4 triple crochet into this peak to add the stitches that I already skipped. Yeah, so now I have 9 stitches as well. So I kept the same number of stitches. Now I will work the peak stitch, so my 5th triple crochet into the same stitch. And now I need to start with the next segment. So I know that I need to add into the peak 4 stitches because already know that I will need to skip 4. So I will work 4 more stitches into the same peak stitch. And now I want to keep the symmetry of the stitches before this peak. So I will work 1 triple crochet right into the next stitch. Another triple crochet right into the next, and now I'm starting to skip the stitches. We need to keep the symmetry and work this segment in mirror. So now skip 1 stitch, skip the second one, skip the third one, and we got to the valley, but we have the 4th stitch here to skip before the valley. Okay, so I will skip 1 stitch and work the valley stitch. And don't forget to place the stitch marker here. So the idea is that the stitches that you are adding into the peak, you need to decrease them before or into the valley. So now again, I'm starting again to skip 4 stitches. I'm working on the symmetry of the stitch pattern. We will now just repeat what we did before on the first segment. It's true that this particular pattern started with multiple stitches with 7 stitches on each segment, but imagine that you can start with 5 stitches on each segment, which means that in your peak, you will skip only 2 stitches, so in your peak you will have 5 stitches, or 2 stitches, peak, 2 stitches. You can also start with 3 stitches per segment, which means that you'll skip only 1 stitch and you'll have into the peak 1 stitch added, pig stitch, and 1 stitch added, so 3 stitches into the same stitch, and then keep increasing on a half double crochet row until you get to have many stitches, because if we're starting from 7 stitches and now we had to work 9 stitches into the same stitch, when we will get to 11, 13 and so on, maybe it will be too many stitches to be worked into the same stitch. That's why I suggest to start with less stitches per segment. And because we are adding 2 stitches per each segment, I do suggest to work many rows in between the increases, so not to increase that often, because otherwise it might look to curl your work. So it depends on the shape that you want to achieve, but I do believe that this will be the best logic into the ripple stitch pattern or chevron stitch pattern, to see this entire piece as in segments, so from peak to valley, and to increase in that segment, and always to keep if you have an even number, to keep an even number, if you have a uneven number, to keep an uneven number, because in this way you will see it better, or it will be easier for you to go farther into the pattern with these increases. I will put also the stitch chart with what we worked over here with this increases, if you want to make a screenshot and save it for later. Maybe you'll find it useful. So now what I'm doing here, after this triple crochet row, I will work 1 half double crochet row, working 1 half double crochet in each stitch. I don't want to increase anymore, so I will keep it like this without increases, but always keep the stitch markers into the peak and valley, because it will make your life easier. So yeah, I think this was it with this stitch pattern. If you're interested to see in a different chevron stitch pattern how to work the increases or how to increase, I will be happy to explain it to you and make another video, but the logic is the same. Remember to increase into the peak the same number of stitches that you decrease for the valley, or reverse. This is to keep the straight edges, and if you want to make the increases, then add the stitches into a specific segment. So yeah, let me know what you think about this method of increasing in chevron stitch pattern, or if you have any methods. For me, this one was the most logical one, and that will keep me I don't know, make it easier for me to understand how to make the increases. I do believe that for now, because already the pattern started with 7 stitches per segment, I think if you want to start from now and then to keep increases several times, it will get a bit difficult to work those peaks, those increases. But if you're starting with less stitches per segment, for example 5 or even 3, and then getting to 5, 7, 9 and so on, I think it will be better if you have a pretty long project that you want to make. So yeah, this was it for this tutorial. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, and thank you so much for watching and being here with me for another short tutorial, and see you next time. Bye!